versus...
The air crackled with nervous anticipation in the packed Birmingham bar. Fans, decked out in Deontay Wilder's signature red and white, buzzed with theories. Was it a training announcement? A fight date reveal? No one knew for sure. But one thing was certain. The Bronze Bomber had a bombshell to drop. As Deontay strode onto the makeshift stage, the roar of the crowd erupted. His towering frame, usually draped in menacing energy, seemed oddly subdued. He held a microphone, an unfamiliar tool in his hand, his usually boisterous voice uncharacteristically quiet. "Yo, everyone," he began, the crowd falling silent. "I appreciate all y'all coming out tonight. Means a whole lot." He scanned the faces, searching for a flicker of understanding, a sense of what he was about to say. "Truth is," he continued, his voice thick with emotion, "I ain't here to talk about the next fight. No, sir. Tonight I gotta talk about something else entirely." He paused, taking a deep breath, the weight of his words hanging heavy in the air. After long nights of thinking, praying and talking to the people close to me, I've come to a decision. A tough one, but one I gotta make. Another pause, the silence thick with anticipation. I'm retiring from boxing. The announcement struck the crowd like a physical blow. Gasps rippled through the room, followed by a stunned silence. Retirement? From Deontay Wilder, the man who had electrified the heavyweight division with his devastating right hook and flamboyant personality. It seemed impossible. I know, Deontay chuckled, a dry, humorless sound. It ain't what y'all expected, right? But trust me, this ain't an easy decision. Boxing's been my life since I was a kid, all I ever knew. He began to reminisce, his voice softening. He spoke of his childhood in Alabama, his struggles with poverty and loss. He spoke of finding solace in the gym, the sweet science becoming a source of discipline and purpose. He talked about the rise to stardom, the world title fights, the thunderous knockouts that made him a household name. But boxing ain't all sunshine and knockouts, he admitted, a hint of sadness in his eyes. It's a brutal sport, man. Takes a toll on your body, your mind, and lately I just ain't felt the same fire in my belly. He spoke about the trilogy with Tyson Fury, the controversial losses that seemed to sap some of his mojo. He talked about the injuries, the surgeries, the toll the fights were taking on his body. Retirement wasn't an admission of defeat. It was an acknowledgement of a changing reality. "This ain't the end of Deontay Wilder, though," he declared, his voice regaining its characteristic strength. "I still got a lot to offer the world. Maybe I'll train the next generation of knockout artists, inspire young kids from the streets like I was." "Most of all," Deontay continued, his gaze sweeping the room, "I want to thank all of you, the fans who stuck by me through thick and thin, who cheered me on in victory and held me up in defeat. You guys are the reason I did what I did, the reason I gave it my all every time I stepped into the ring." The bar erupted in applause, chants of "Bronze Bomber" echoing through the room. Deontay's eyes welled up, a rare display of vulnerability from the usually stoic fighter. He had come to announce his retirement, but instead he had found a way to celebrate his journey, to share his love for the sport and the fans who made it all possible. Deontay Wilder's retirement marked the end of an era, but as the crowd dispersed, buzzing with a mix of sadness and admiration, one thing was clear: the Bronze Bomber wouldn't be forgotten. His thunderous right hook and even bigger personality would forever be etched in the annals of boxing history.
I'm the first to admit, calling out a round of prediction, it's a fun thing for me, you know what I'm saying, when people call out predictions, because you just really just never know what's going to happen at the end of the day. Sometimes things that you have planned don't go as planned. So, but, you know what I'm saying, he's going to knock me out in the second round. It's non-believable. He have pillows as fists, so I can't see that happen.
The Birmingham bar buzzed with a nervous energy wilder than Deontay himself. Crimson and white, the signature colors of the Bronze Bomber, seemed muted on the faces of the fans crammed inside. Was this a redemption tour announcement? A celebration of a dominant victory? The rumors had been swirling, but one thing was certain: Deontay had a story to tell. As Deontay strode onto the makeshift stage, the roar of the crowd erupted, but something was different. His shoulders, usually draped in an aura of intimidation, seemed burdened. He held a microphone microphone, an unfamiliar tool for the man who usually communicated with thunderous punches. "Yo, everyone," he began, his voice heavy with something beyond exhaustion. "I appreciate y'all coming out tonight. Means a lot, especially after," he trailed off, the unspoken words hanging thick in the air. "The Jang fight," someone in the crowd yelled, a somber echo of the recent event. Deontay nodded, a flicker of pain crossing his features. "Yeah, the Jang fight. Truth is, that fight changed a lot of things for me."
I'm in the second round. I'm retired. I'm done. I already have 6 years left in the sport. But if he get me out in the second round, knock me out, I'm done, bro.
Wow.
I'm done, period.
Stone back to heavyweight glory after the controversial Fury trilogy had been anything but. Deontay, a shadow of his former self, had looked sluggish and indecisive. The fight ended in a disappointing decision loss, leaving fans and pundits questioning his future in the ring. "I trained hard for that fight, man," Deontay continued, his voice low and serious. "Put my blood, sweat, and tears into it, but something just wasn't there. The fire, the explosiveness, it just faded." He paused, the silence heavy with unspoken emotions. "It wasn't just the loss, though. It was how I felt in the ring. Hesitant, doubt creeping in. That ain't the Deontay Wilder I know, the fighter who used to walk in there with nothing but pure belief."
And I don't think the heavyweight division is exciting without Deontay Wilder in it. But come Saturday night, we will see, you know. Will I prevail? Will I succeed? Who knows? But Saturday night is the true answer, and we're gonna see.
When you say a do or die moment, what do you mean?
Yeah, you know, this could be the end of the career. This could be the final goodbyes, the farewell of Deontay Wilder.
Win or lose?
If I lose, if I win, I prevail. Of course, I go on to bigger and better things.
Deontay took a deep breath, his gaze sweeping the crowd. "Maybe Father Time's finally caught up with me," he admitted, a hint of self-deprecating humor lacing his voice. "The body can only take so much punishment, you know? Those wars with Fury took their toll. I don't want to be a shot fighter hanging on to past glories." The crowd murmured in agreement. Deontay, the once invincible force, had looked vulnerable against Jang. The fans, though heartbroken at the prospect of his retirement, understood the need to protect a legend's legacy. "So, after a lot of soul-searching, talking to my team, and most importantly, listening to my body," Deontay declared, his voice gaining strength, "I've made a decision. A tough one, but the right one." He paused for dramatic effect, the crowd hanging on his every word. I'm retiring from boxing."
Cautious, and you know, Jan's always like this, and it's that finishing punch doesn't always look great. Wilder in the past has been, you know, until he gets...
Good left to the body from Zhang. That rear hand of theirs, body then head. I'd like to see both of them try and double up.
Good head movement there from Zhang.
If this is the end for Wilder, is he going to go out with...
Oh, it's not looking like the latter at the minute.
The banger out with a whimper.
Or the former, I should say.
And again, I mean, you know, he's got, that's twice on the flip side. What is Zhang doing?
That's what I'm saying.
Now that he's backed Wilder up, he goes to throw the left hand upstairs, then go upstairs.
Just pouring.
As Wilder slips to his right, work to the body first.
And hold for both at the minute.
A Sunday afternoon sparring session. This looks like a...
The announcement hung in the air. A bombshell dropped in a room full of devoted fans. Gasps and murmurs rippled through the crowd before a wave of applause washed over the bar. Retirement from Deontay Wilder, the man who had electrified the heavyweight division with his devastating right hook and larger-than-life personality. It seemed impossible. I know, Deontay chuckled, a dry, humorless sound. "It ain't what y'all expected, right? But trust me, this ain't an easy decision. Boxing's been my life since I was a kid, all I ever knew." He went on to reminisce about his journey, from the rough streets of Alabama to the bright lights of Las Vegas. He spoke of the struggles that made him hungry, the unwavering belief that fueled his rise to the top. He talked about the thunderous knockouts, the world title fights, the roar of the crowd chanting his name. But boxing ain't all glitz and glam, man, he admitted, a hint of sadness creeping into his voice. It's a brutal sport, takes a toll on your body, your mind, and after the Zhang fight, something just felt different. The doubt, the fear of failure, it started creeping in, and that's something I can't afford in the ring. He spoke candidly about the toll the grueling training and the high-pressure fights had taken on him. The Zhang fight, a fight he was expected to win, had become a turning point. It wasn't just the loss, it was the realization that the fighter he once was might be gone forever.
I've found a lot of peace in my life. I found a lot of happiness in my life. I've been wearing this smile all week long, and I'm gonna still wear it. Win, lose, or draw, I'm gonna wear my smile all week long because I'm blessed and I'm highly favored. And I don't think nothing can stop me on that, you know what I mean? That's what it's all about, being a warrior, going in and giving it all you got. And if you come up short hand, you just get back up and you keep trying. That's what life is all about. Falling and getting back up, falling and getting back up. You can't quit, you can't give up, you must keep going. For we all have greatness in us. For greatness is only determined by service. And I'm gonna continue to apply my service, baby.
Compared to the heavyweight tiddlywinks in there.
Yeah.
Fight we just saw. Looks like they're playing.
Really cautious, and you know, Zhang's always like this, and it's that finishing punch doesn't always look great. Wilder in the past has been, you know, until he gets...
The crowd erupted in cheers, a wave of appreciation washing over Deontay. They understood. Deontay Wilder, the fighter, might be stepping away, but Deontay Wilder, the inspiration, would live on. Most importantly, Deontay declared, his gaze sweeping the room, I want to thank all of you, the fans who stuck by me through thick and thin, who cheered me on in victory and held me up in defeat. You guys are the reason I came out here tonight, the reason I poured my heart and soul into every fight. A thunderous roar of applause filled the bar. Deontay raised his fist in acknowledgement, a wave of emotion washing over him. He had come to announce his retirement, a decision born out of self-preservation and respect for the sport, but instead, he had found a way to celebrate his journey, to share his love for the people who had made it all possible. Deontay Wilder slammed his fists onto the worn leather punching bag, each blow echoing the frustration simmering within him. Across the gym, a news report blared from a dusty television, the booming voice of Tyson Fury filling the air. The bronze bomber's looking a little rusty these days, Fury cackled, his words dripping with disdain. Looks like all that power went missing after I showed him the real king of the ring.
Follow the trail. The belt has the championship has prestige.
Shorty, there's a break in the trail. There's a 2.5-year break in the trail.
I don't care. Listen to me. He was the lineal champion because he beat the man who beat the man who beat the man who beat the man. He's cat-like reflex that makes him awesome. At 6'9", who does that?
It's hard to earn, man. It's hard. You have to do that from the cradle.
And
you
like
have to be doing your whole life.
At the end of the day, he grew up doing exactly what...
Deontay gritted his teeth, the familiar sting of Fury's taunts sending a jolt of anger through him. Their bitter rivalry, a saga that had captivated the boxing world for years, seemed to follow him everywhere. Even in the solitude of his training gym, Fury's mocking voice found him. He's probably scared to step back in the ring with me, Fury continued, his laughter grating on Deontay's nerves. Can't blame him, really. Those knockouts must have left a nasty scar on his ego. Deontay slammed his fist against the bag one final time, the sound echoing through the empty gym. He couldn't deny the sting of Fury's words. The trilogy of fights, a roller coaster of knockouts, controversial decisions, and trash talk, had left its mark. The last fight, a brutal back-and-forth battle, had ended with Deontay on the receiving end of a brutal knockout, a scene replayed endlessly on sports channels and splashed across every boxing website. But here's the thing, Tyson, Deontay growled, his voice echoing in the cavernous gym. You may have won the fight, but you didn't win everything. He paused, the weight of his words hanging heavy in the air. You didn't win my respect.
Wapas, Frenchman, who's no ability but he tries hard. Wilder didn't hurt him once in his fight. Eric Molina, the school teacher who got lucky. Arthur Spilker, who's lost all of his previous fights by knockout, even until today. Bit of movement, give Wilder problems. Jarrell Washington, football player with a bit of a jab, not a boxer though. And then there was Ortiz, who, forgetting his age, is a good man, But we know Father Time catches up with everybody like I...
Fury's constant taunts, the endless stream of insults and jokes, had backfired. Deontay, initially fueled by anger, now felt a sense of pity for the flamboyant heavyweight champion. He needs me as much as I need him, Deontay muttered, a wry smile playing on his lips. Our rivalry made him a star, just as much as it made me one. Deontay switched off the television with a decisive click. He wouldn't let Fury's words distract him anymore. He had a bigger battle to fight, the battle to prove himself to himself. The Zhang fight, a disappointing loss that had cast doubt on his future, was a harsh wake-up call. Fury's win might have been a setback, but it wasn't the end. I'm not done yet, Tyson, Deontay declared, his voice resonating with renewed determination. He adjusted his gloves, the worn leather a familiar comfort. He visualized the upcoming fight, picturing himself not just winning, but dominating. Fury's taunts could be a source of motivation, a constant reminder of what he had to prove. Deontay wouldn't give Fury the satisfaction of seeing him crumble under pressure. He would train harder, fight smarter, and silence the doubters, both inside and outside the ring.
You ugly little rat.
I'm gonna show you.
You ugly little
can
rat.
say what all you want. You can say, we're gonna see when you're on the ground when I'm looking down over you.
And what you're gonna say when you're on the floor.
We're gonna see what happens.
We'll see.
We're gonna see what happens.
And we'll see.
We're gonna see what happens.
He's whispering in my ear right now. Okay. Go easy, go easy, go easy. He's really whispering to me, I love you, man, I love you, man. You're the champ, you're the champ. I'm John Slater.
You can't wait.
Yes,
you
are
can't wait.
the champ, I know
when
this.
you on the campus, boy, you're gonna think about me when you're on the ground. And when you wake up in the hospital, you're gonna remember what happened.
Deontay knew the path wouldn't be easy. He had to overcome not just his rivals, but also the lingering doubts about his own abilities. The knockout loss to Fury had shaken his confidence, but it hadn't broken him. I've faced tougher opponents than Tyson Fury, Deontay thought back to his difficult childhood, the struggles that had shaped him into the fighter he was. If I can overcome those challenges, I can overcome anything. The gym, once filled with the echoes of Fury's mockery, now resonated with the rhythmic thud of Deontay's punches against the bag. Each blow was a declaration of his will, a testament to his unwavering spirit. Tyson Fury's taunts might have gotten under his skin, but they had also served a purpose. They had rekindled the fire in Deontay Wilder's eyes. The Birmingham bar buzzed with a bittersweet energy. Crimson and white, the signature colors of the Bronze Bomber, weren't just worn by fans. They seemed to drape the very walls in a sense of finality. Deontay Wilder, ever the showman, strode onto the makeshift stage. But a change hung heavy in the air. His broad shoulders, usually radiating intimidating power, slumped with a quiet acceptance. "Yo, everyone," Deontay began, his voice surprisingly gentle. The usual booming energy was replaced by a heartfelt sincerity. "First off, I gotta say thank you for coming out tonight, for sticking by me through thick and thin. It means the world, especially now."
Army, my Bomb Squad nation, to all my loved ones around the world. I just want to let you know that I am here. Your king is here. And we ain't going nowhere. For the war has just begun. I will rise again. I am strong. I am a king.
A murmur rippled through the crowd, the unspoken word hanging heavy. Retirement. Deontay, the man who had electrified the heavyweight division with his devastating right hook and flamboyant personality, was calling it quits. The whispers had been swirling, but the confirmation sent a wave of emotions crashing through the room. "The truth is," Deontay continued, his gaze sweeping the faces of his loyal fans, "retiring wasn't an easy decision. Boxing's been my life since I was a kid, all I ever knew." He embarked on a journey down memory lane, his voice softening as he spoke of his Alabama roots, the poverty, the struggles that fueled his hunger for success. He talked about finding solace in the gym, the sweet science becoming a source of discipline and purpose. He reminisced about the meteoric rise to stardom, the world title fights, the thunderous knockouts that etched his name in boxing history. "But boxing ain't all sunshine and knockouts, you know," Deontay chuckled, a hint of self-awareness in his voice. "It's a brutal sport, man. Takes a toll on your body, your mind. Lately something just ain't felt the same." He wasn't shying away from the harsh reality. The grueling wars with Fury, the controversial decisions, the recent loss to Zhang, they had all taken their toll. The fire that once burned bright in Deontay's eyes flickered uncertainly.
I am a warrior. I'm a king that would never give up. I'm a king that will fight to the death. And if anyone don't understand that, don't understand what it is to go to war, don't understand what it is to fight, we will rise again. We will regain the title. I will.
It ain't just about winning or losing anymore, he confessed, his voice dropping to a hushed tone. It's about the journey, the sacrifices you gotta make. And lately, those sacrifices started feeling a little too heavy. Deontay paused, the air thick with unspoken emotions. Listen, he continued, leaning into the microphone. There's a part of me that still craves the fight, the roar of the crowd. But another part, a wiser part, knows it's time to listen to my body, to my mind. A wave of understanding washed over the crowd. They saw a different Deontay, not the invincible warrior, but a man making a difficult yet mature decision. Retiring wasn't a sign of weakness. It was a testament to his respect for the sport and himself. So, Deontay declared, a newfound resolve evident in his voice. After a lot of soul-searching, I've decided to hang up the gloves. It's time for Deontay Wilder to step out of the ring and explore what else life has to offer. The announcement hung in the air before a wave of applause washed over the bar. It wasn't the cheers of victory they were used to, but a roar of appreciation for a legend stepping down. Retirement wasn't the end. It was a new beginning.
Will I prevail? Will I succeed? Who knows? But Saturday night is the true answer, and we're gonna see.
When you say a do or die moment, what do you mean?
Yeah, this could be the end of the career. This could be the final goodbyes, the farewell of Deontay Wilder.
Win or lose?
If I lose, if I win, I prevail. Of course, I go on to bigger and better things.
And lastly, those bigger and better things, there's still the job.
Don't get me wrong, Deontay chuckled, his eyes twinkling with a hint of mischief. Retirement doesn't mean I'm going to turn into some couch potato. There's a whole world out there, and I'm excited to explore it. He spoke of spending quality time with his family, the ones who had always been his cornerstones. He talked about pursuing his love for music, a creative outlet he had neglected for years. He even mentioned the possibility of mentoring young boxers, passing on the knowledge and lessons he'd learned in the unforgiving ring. Most importantly, Deontay declared, his voice thick with emotion, I finally get to be Deontay, not just the Bronze Bomber. I get to rediscover myself, my passions, the things that make me happy outside the ring. The crowd erupted in cheers, a wave of genuine joy filling the room. Deontay Wilder, the fighter who had captivated them with his power and personality, was finally getting a chance to breathe, to live a life beyond the spotlight. Retirement wasn't an ending. It was a chance to write a new chapter. The crowd erupted in cheers, a wave of genuine joy filling the room. Deontay Wilder, the fighter who had captivated them with his power and personality, was finally getting a chance to breathe, to live a life beyond the spotlight. Retirement wasn't an ending. It was a chance to write a new chapter.
I didn't. I was the peaceful. I was more peaceful guy.
How'd you get that back?
Well, getting that back first start off, talking to Turkey, His Excellency, and they don't want the peaceful Wilder.
No.
Nobody wants the peaceful Wilder, I got criticized so much for being the wild man Wilder, that it kind of made me like, so, why do I need to express myself or display a certain thing when I'm not being appreciated for it? So let me go to peace.
One filled with family, music, and maybe even a few knockouts in the gym, just for fun. If you want to stay updated on Deontay's next adventure, be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. We'll be following his journey and bringing you exclusive content as Deontay Wilder steps out of the ring and into the exciting world of possibilities.